Bobby Jet Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Bobby Jet Show. I'm your host, Bobby the Jet Rodriguez. Today, we have a Tucson legend in the house, a man who broke barriers and is evidence to everybody that hard work works. At Mountain View High School here in Tucson, he was a first-team All-Southern Arizona, first-team All-Region. He went on to play junior college at Pima College, where he was a first-team All-Conference, NJC All-American. At Idaho, where he went after Pima, he was All-Conference and an All-American. He went on to the NFL, where he had stints with the Jaguars, Chargers, and Green Bay Packers. But above all, he's a great man. Everybody, Jeff Cotton.
Sir, my dog.
What's good? What's good?
Appreciate you having me.
So, Jeff, this is your time.
Yep.
Let the world know your story. I know it's kind of foreign sometimes for people to talk about themselves, but this is a platform not only to showcase yourself, but let the viewers and the audience know who the real Jeff Cotton is outside of football, outside of the TV screens, and outside of Sundays when they're watching the NFL. So one thing I would like to know, and the audience would like to know, is how all this stuff started. What was a little man Jeff Cotton like coming up?
So, growing up, I was real shy, real quiet. First sport I started playing was basketball. Played t-ball for like a season, but that shit was way too slow. So I didn't fuck with it. But just real shy, real quiet. Started playing football. Always play football like outside in the street, at the crib after school. But I think my first season was flagging, I think the third grade. And then fourth grade was my first tackle season.
Yep.
And then I was playing tackle all the way up until I'm still playing, but that was the first season, fourth grade. And then just took it from there. And I mean, as I got older, I think middle school hit. I was playing running back in Pop Warner. I played everything, but before middle school I was playing running back, and then I think I just said fuck it, I'm gonna play receiver. Like it's always became natural, just catching the ball.
So you're one of five brothers, right?
Four
brothers.
Yep.
Where are you at in the pecking order?
Second, middle, yeah.
In the middle. Yeah. So, shoot, how was that? Four brothers in the house.
We all play sports. We all competitive as hell. It's funny because I still like vividly remember days we'd be in the driveway playing basketball or in the street, and like Drew. I remember Drew ran into a trash can one time. This one dude smacked his face on the pavement, split his chin. But we was always playing basketball, football in the pool, on the trampoline, fighting, doing WWE shit. But it was always running around doing something, you know.
There's one brother that could just flip the switch and get crazy. Which brother was it? Who's the crazy one? You the crazy one?
I am looking. I ain't gonna lie.
You snap?
I do, I do. But I'd be cool. But once you get me to that point, then it's like, all right, bet we're here.
Yeah,
you gonna know I'm mad. But damn sure.
So what about Pops, man? Was he the type of dad that he was pushing you guys, or was he kind of just sitting back, see what happens?
Nah, he was he coached me and my Drew, Pop Warner a couple seasons. Then he went and coached Drew, with his Bronco team for a few years. But he was always he would always like give us stuff to do, like whether it was with bands in general, stuff to get us faster. I remember in high school, early in high school, I'd always go with him on the weekend, whether it be after like Friday after the game or whenever it was, Thursday after the game. We'd always go to the field. He'd be throwing me the ball. I'd be doing stuff with the K-bands. But it was something like me and my brothers really, and I'm just kind of now noticing speaking of it, but we were never the type like you had to drag us out the house to go work out, go to the basketball court, go to the football field. Like we were all motivated, and we wanted to eventually all play in the pros. So
that's cool.
Like we didn't need our dad to be like, hey, it's time to go work out, this and that. It was just, we were going on our own. Like, all right, we're going to go work out.
Yeah.
All right, well, type deal.
So what sparks that, do you think? Like where'd that come from?
For me, I can only speak on my part, but me personally, I remember just at a young age, like I really like told myself in my head, and still to this day, like I can't be a regular person. Like I can't.
Yeah. And
I think part of that stemmed from me just like not knowing what I want to do outside of sports. I didn't like school, so I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. So it was like it was really like plan A for me, and I didn't give a damn whether it was my mom, my dad, my advisor at Idaho who was like, oh, well, you want to try this or do that? Because, I was like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that.
I'm just trying to get out of
You
here.
feel me? I'm going to make it work one way or another. And it was always just like, I feel like I can always be like that. Impossible wasn't never impossible. Like you see it all the time. Like, oh, this guy's too small. Next thing you know, he's a Hall of Famer. Or, this guy's too dumb. Next thing you know, he's a millionaire. He's running a hell of businesses. So it's like none of that shit that people see that is like impossible.
Yeah.
That shit has never been impossible because it's like you see people do the impossible every day. You know.
So for the audience that don't know, you went to Mountain View High School. Was it at Mountain View you already knew you were different, or what? Did you have that paradigm shift during then? Or?
It was actually funny because I started at Ironwood Ridge in fucking three transferred to Mountain View like 2 months into my junior year, but I swear I probably ran playing receiver in those 3 years. I probably ran like maybe 20 routes in the games. Out of all the games we played, like what, 20 or around 20. So it's like going into I remember I was sitting down at the table with my parents and I just started bawling because I was like, bro, like this shit ain't fun. Like I'm damn near at the point I want to quit. Like I'm out here, I'm playing scout team, doing this and that, but it's like
no touchdowns,
no touchdowns, no catches. Like I remember my freshman year, I'm fucking blocking the whole game, and we ran like 3 pass plays. So it's like that just wasn't it. And when it got to that point, I think my parents knew like, okay, like something's wrong, or he's not where he wants to be. He's not comfortable where he's at. So I told them. They're like, all right, let's see how the next couple weeks go. And after I think the third game my junior year, I transferred back to Mountain View. But it was I was always good, but it was like that. It was actually funny because those 2 years, I feel like it kind of like dropped my confidence in a sense because it's like I was starting to like get in my head about catching the ball, and it's like at the games now I'm dropping it here and there when it's like I should be catching it, easy catches, and so it was just time to get out of that school and like start fresh. And then it was just instantly once I got to Mountain View, it was like just hitting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Greenberg, Zach, they both fucked with me. And then from there it was just like boom. And then I got my groove back and then took off from there.
For those that don't know, I used to live across the street from Mountain View during the same era. And I just remember all these kids in particular, all these black kids just falling out at Mountain View all of a sudden. Like, damn, what's going on over here? Like, we're in Miranda. What's going on here? Because I lived across the street and I'd run the track and I see you guys just grinding. I'm like, man, this team's gonna do something. In the games that I did go to, they weren't blowouts. And I'm like, man, they're just making these little hiccups. They got a squad, but they're just making dumb mistakes.
We had a goddamn, if you don't know, if you know, you know. But if you know, if the 3 dudes who couldn't play played,
yeah,
we making it to the Final Four. God damn it, I promise you that.
It was definitely a squad. So
yeah.
So junior year, you have a breakout year at Mountain View.
It wasn't really. I didn't have a breakout year to my senior year. Junior year, I transferred back. Should have started right away, but was on bullshit, high school bullshit.
Yeah.
So they kept Buddy there, and then the next year it was just like boom, like I know what I'm finna do, what's going down.
There's one play in particular that I still remember from your high school career, and I asked you years later, did you catch it? And you said, "Fuck yeah, I caught it." It's at Tucson High in the corner.
Oh, fucking right,
yeah. you were like insulted by the fact that me telling you like, did you catch it? You're like, yeah, I caught it. It's somewhere out there on the internet if you guys can find it.
No, yeah,
it's a catch with a toe tap.
Toe tap.
He said he caught it, and I just asked a question.
And I've been doing the toe tap since I was legit.
Yes.
And that's something I actually worked on with my dad early in high school. And I think that actually like helped because it just became natural. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it goes from Ironwood to Mountain View. Do we have some offers on the table at Mountain View?
So no, Mountain View was my whole high school was kind of rough. Outside of football, I was getting in trouble with the law, this and that. So I didn't, after the season, my senior year, I had Pima, Phoenix College, and some I think North Dakota, South Dakota School of Mines, way the fuck up there. But it was really Pima or Phoenix College. And then Monaco and Linden had came in, spoke with them, and I just fucked with Monaco and just how he was like so transparent up front.
Yeah.
So I ended up just rocking with them.
Did you do 2 or 3 years at Pima?
2
2 years at Pima?
Yep. We was nice.
I mean, you guys were doing it. I mean, you guys were playoff teams.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the old Pima where it was trash.
So my first year we were hella good. Like some of the dudes I played with are still like some of the best players I played with. It was just that first year we had like those sophomores that were leaders and like some of the best players in the nation. And then that second year was just wicked. Like dudes beating each other up on the team, robbing each other, like just dudes thinking they're better than what they are, and it's like dudes trying to do this role, do that role. You know what I mean? So it was just a shit show in general. But
so we know that you were all conference, all American in junior college.
Yeah.
When did Idaho come in? Were they allowed second?
Let me explain this. Boom, all American sophomore year. Supposed to graduate in December. Shit gets pushed back. Supposed to graduate in March. And mind you, I'm getting looks, getting offered like UTEP, UTSA, all the big schools that are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I'm probably not going to get offered, but Bama came in, SC came in. So I had all these looks, but then as my graduation date just kept getting pushed back and back.
Why was it getting pushed back?
So I'm a lot of
credits?
You credit
okay.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Just hella credits I had to get. But yeah, and then Idaho came in. My coach Angel Ortiz, shout out to him. I swear to God, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for him. But yeah, that second semester literally was on the phone with him every day. Like, all right, where you at? What you doing? We're getting this class, that class. And then Idaho had came in to see a receiver that they had, and he was like, "Hey, come in and see Idaho. Just have him put some eyes on you." Wooty whoop. Got in there, and they fell in love with me. Purcell, he fell in love with me, and shit. Like 2 hours later, they offered me, and had 3 more classes to take. I took 3 classes at 3 different schools online, and over the summer of 2017, started in May, finished them July. I think July 12th. Got the certificates July 14th. The next day, boom, flew out to Idaho. Done deal. So Idaho came late, but they was rocking. That's why I love, like, got so much love for Idaho, Coach P, and everybody out there, because it's like that was really one of the times in my life too where it's like I came off All American season, nobody's fucking with me, so I'm like plenty of day. I remember just every day, like I'm just thinking like, damn, is this like the last time I'm gonna play football for real? Because it's like literally nothing is coming. You feel me? And I'm like, damn. So yeah, Idaho came, they fucked with me, and yeah, after I graduated, I'm gone. Got on the flight and was out of there.
So I mean, Tucson, Idaho, that's a
oh my god,
that's a big change.
No, yeah.
What was it like? Like your first days, like were you thinking like, what the hell?
No, it's funny because before I went, I looked up the school population at U of A. It was like 45. Then looked at Idaho, it was like fucking 13,000. I'm like, damn,
Smaller than high school.
Ain't no passing period. So I got out there. It was just like hella field, all that. I'm like, damn, this is different. Got to the campus, small ass town. First day, I meet the coach. Boom, mind you, I come in like 2 weeks in the camp, fall camp. So we had our walkthroughs at night, and mind you, I get there. He's like, all right, we're gonna go outside and run later on before the walkthrough. Fucking, we get out there. I'm running. Mind you, I'm on this side of the field. The whole team is over here just watching me like run routes with Coach B. So I'm doing that for like 20 minutes, and then after introduce myself to everybody, whoopty whoop. But yeah, that's how it happened. And then got out there, and he was trying to get me to play within the first couple of weeks, but I was just real honest with him. I was trying to meet with Coach Reeder, trying to learn the playbook here and there. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not picking it up.
Yeah.
You guys are already like deep into it.
They're 2 weeks into camp, right?
Into camp, I get there, and then once we talk, we're like, all right, I want you to play by UNLV. That was the second game. So I'm like, all right, bet. We start getting into the playbook, and I'm just like, bro, y'all, I'm learning the basics, and I go to meetings, and it's just going. So I'm like, bro, I'm not picking this shit up.
Was there a big jump from JUCO to?
Nah, not necessarily. It was just like some of the terminology was the same names but different like routes, so to say. So that was kind of messing me up. But excuse me, I just felt I was rusty in a sense, and I had at that point 2 years to make the most of college, and then
2 showcase years basically.
Exactly. So I went up to his office one day after workouts, and I was like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, I want to redshirt. I got 2 years, and pretty much just said what I just said. I got 2 years to make the NFL, this and that, and I want to make the most of it. And he was like, all right, yeah, we can do it.
Damn.
And, yeah.
Big ups, because most coaches would be like, hell no, you're playing.
Big shout out to Coach P, and that's another reason. Like, he was all for it, and yeah, I just got so much love for him. So much love for him.
So what do you do during the redshirt? You're on scout team.
Scout team.
Just giving it to him.
Yeah. Oh God. Hell yeah. Scout team. Scout team and weights, really. Hell yeah. Slaving.
So, and then what was the biggest difference that you saw from junior college to Idaho? Like, was there like
It was
a big difference or not much?
it was just like once I got to Idaho, that's when I really we started really breaking down film and like reading coverages. Like, okay, when you line up, it's like corner safety, whoever the nickel backer is. So it's like just that kind of like going out and having to, okay, when I go out, boom, boom, boom. All right, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, whatever it may be. But that was just the biggest adjustment. But I'm the type, like, I love watching film. I love doing all that. So it's like, it came quick, and I knew once we started spring ball or winter ball and started getting back into the playbook, I was going to just pick it up quick as fuck. Yep. If I can learn the foundation, then it's good. But it's like when you throw me in there, we install 7, it's like, well, shit, what the fuck? Well, what this mean,
So those who don't know, I've worked with a lot of football players, high-level football players, but by far, Jeff is the hardest working football player I've ever worked with before. So much where we'd work out and I'm like, hey, man, here's the key to the gym. You do your own thing. Like, we'll get our work in, then he gets his extra. When did Jeff Kahn become this working animal machine, just complete pro? Like
honestly,
when did that happen?
It's been like that my whole life, because it's like I've never like recruited, not a 4-star, 3-star, 5-star. Just always had to work, So it was like that was the only. And then once you see like results from it, then it's like damn near becomes addicting. So it's like that was just kind of a natural thing. And then also like big ups to my dad, because throughout the years, like I remember one time I remember 8th grade, I was doing this presentation. I was actually talking about the NFL. I think it was like a dream job. And they're like, who's your hero? And I didn't know. So I'm just like, fuck it, my dad. And then like years down the road, I'm like thinking about it, and he's like getting a raise, he's getting a new car. And I'm just like, damn, like, mind you, someday, like, if you know my dad, like, he'll be up fucking 2:00 in the morning, boom, up at 6, going to work. So it's like kind of seeing that, it's like whether like late nights, early mornings, and like if you bust your ass, shit's gonna pan out one way or another. So it's like that definitely had like a role in why I was like always like, all right, like work hard. But it's just, well, solely it was just because like I was never given shit, and it's like I always had to work. I always had to bust my ass and do more, because like me, because obviously I wanted to be the best. I want to be, stand out. But it was just because I never was that guy, the first one. Hey, we want him or him,
Yeah.
It was like the work has to show. Yeah, exactly. Underdog my whole life.
So at Idaho, where were you on the depth chart coming off the red shirt junior year?
They I don't know, but shit, I knew I was going to play. Once I knew the playbook, I'm like, yeah, it's a wrap. So I think it was kind of like they had an idea, like me, Dave, and I think the third was kind of, they knew it was Cottrell, but Cottrell was having trouble with the playbook. But once he got it down, then Relly's Relly. But
so sorry to cut you off, but talk about. Is it junior year you go to Gainesville? Is that was that junior or senior year?
Junior.
So you go to the swamp, and you just go crazy against the Florida Gators. Was that was that your first like I'm here type moment?
Nah, I think it was actually the first game we played was Fresno. My first catch was a 70-yard touchdown.
Oh shit!
But
damn, my bad.
But nah, it's games like that I kind of got like more juiced up for, because these are the games the league is looking at. So it's like, I knew like, boom, Fresno State good. Florida, I had like 2 catches. I scored, so I'm like, boom, that's a tub in the SEC, and I whooped him on it too. And then
the film don't lie, and he
exactly,
he really did,
So, and then Happy Valley senior year should have had 100, damn near, but had like 6 for 80. And then we played Wyoming, and I had another 90. So it was like those games was just the games. Like if you want to play in the league, like you better circle those, FBS games, because it's like. Those probably the first games the scouts are looking at.
Did you have that mindset, or are you just going, hey, whatever happens?
Nah, it's funny because my junior year of high school, this is when Ironwood Ridge came off the state championship. And the first time ever, like pregame, I can't hear shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So after that, and I don't want to say I choked, but I think nerves got the best of me, and like had a couple drops. Had one drop early in the game that I know should have caught, but just after that game, I told myself like, don't ever like shy away from like a big crowd or like a big moment. So just ever since then, I remember going into Pima, like when we played Snow, like I noticed watching film, like the crowd was just hella, like it was a real college atmosphere. So I was like, all right, bet. Like now
that was my first college football game.
Oh,
too.
for real?
College.
No, yeah. Snow is lit. So that was just one of the games. I'm all right. Well, this is where it like starts. Like big game, boom. And I think my first touchdown, my freshman year at Snow. And then ever since then, it was just like the big games, like thrive in those. You know what I mean? Like,
so you didn't let like Penn State, Florida, the crowd. You didn't let.
Fuck no.
You just like it's just 100 yards and I'm playing on this field.
Yeah, and I think one thing I like it's Coach Sink. He was our OC and an O-line coach, and he like how coaches give you pregame speeches the night before Wooty Whoop, and he gave us one like the man in the arena, and I haven't ever been one to like worry about the crowd, but that one just really like hit me because it was like. Shit don't matter, but who the fuck is in between those lines and what play is going on? Like all the people, all that external shit really don't fucking matter. Like when the play clock is going, because essentially when you're playing, like you don't give a fuck who's saying what's going on. It's like you're locked in.
Did you have but going into summer workouts, like you have those games circled, right? You got Penn State, you got Florida, I
remember first time I seen the schedule, and I think it was summer. Boom, I seen NAU back here. I'm like, oh my God, this is written. Last game of my senior year back at the crib, circled that. Who we played? Penn State, Wyoming, Eastern Washington, Montana, all them schools. So, yeah, the big games, I'm waiting for that.
And that's cool. You came prepared because you balled out against, the Big Ten, the SEC, and that film right there got you to the league.
Yeah,
I mean, it's cool. No knock to the Big Sky film, but those games helped out big time.
100%.
So when you're at Idaho, when does it start sinking in? Like, hey, I can and I will be a pro. When did that? Was there a day? Was there a moment?
I don't want to. There's really not, because I always knew, and obviously, like I always would tell myself, like one way or another, I'm gonna be in the league, and it's like I don't gotta get drafted or nothing. Just as long as I get into a camp, that's always what I told myself. So it was like I don't think there was ever a moment at Idaho, because honestly, like I expected all of it. Like I busted my ass when I got out there, and my whole thing was like, this is a spot. It's butt fuck Idaho, and this is a spot where I can bust my ass for 2 years to get to the league. And that was my exact mindset. So it was like everything I'm doing is like I'm doing, like, you know what I mean? Like it's planned. I'm telling myself I'm doing this, and I'm going out and doing this. So it's like nothing really shocked me. There's games where it's like, oh yeah, I don't even want to say that, because I just knew, honestly. Like I knew I was gonna get an opportunity at the end of the day.
For sure. Now, when you're in high school and maybe a little sprinkle at Pima, there was some knucklehead moments that you were doing, right? So in Idaho, like you're isolated out there. Was that the best move in your career that you made, getting out of a bigger city? And
I would say 100%, just because like it fit me and who I am. Like a town with nothing, and really all you can do is just work, So, and especially having a coach like Coach P, someone who's he's gonna try the fuck out of you. Like he's not gonna call you a bitch, but he's damn near gonna call you a bitch.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I think just having all of that, just like helped me reach my full potential at that specific time.
So with an audience that we have, and there's a football player that has big college football dreams, and they want to go to a Big 12, a Big 10, SEC, but then there's conferences like the Big Sky. What benefits? Like what I'm trying to say is like, why should they not go all in on the Power 4 schools and consider a Big Sky school? Because obviously your evidence that you can still go to school like that and make it to the league. So
I would say, honestly, like I feel this like wholeheartedly. It really don't fucking matter what school you go to. Like if you are a baller, like scouts are gonna come find you, and if you can play, then you can play. Like whether you're at fucking Bama, Idaho, Eastern Washington, whoever. But I would say consider the FCS schools, because it's not bad, and it's still good football. And it's like and I think if you take a FCS over an FBS, they're more, and this is probably just my opinion, but they're more likely to fuck with you rather than you be the third, speed demon they pulled up on. And it's like, all right, we got 3 coming in. So it's like, if you fall off, then it's like, all right, fuck it, we got 2 more.
Sure.
So it's like, go where you're wanted and where your talents and you as a person will be appreciated.
Yeah. Well, is there anything, if you can go back to college, anything you would change?
That's a good question.
Or did you basically leave with no regrets?
I would say, I don't think there is, honestly. Because I think, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. And I think, I went to Idaho for a reason. Everything that happened at Pima happened for a reason. Mm-hmm. So, I honestly wouldn't. And I don't like to live my life like, I wish I could go back, because I like to living with the decisions I make. And if it's a bad one, then shit, I learned from it. But,
it worked out.
You know what I'm saying? So, I wouldn't.
You All-American 2 times in college.
Yeah.
You make it to the league and
exactly.
Shit. There's no. And
it's funny because actually going into my senior year, I was thinking about transferring back here to U of A, and I talked to my receiver coach about it, but he's like, "Nah, like you're good here, and you pretty much I'm gonna get fed there." So I was like, "All right, bet." And then shit, I had 2 15 catch plus games. So
that's fire.
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right, so you leave college with no regrets. Now it's time for the big leagues. The NFL. The NFL is knocking at the door.
Yep.
So what happens there? Do they come to Idaho to do some interviews with you?
So I had I think every school has like not a junior day, but it's like scouts come in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do the Wonderlick. They take your measurements, all that. And during the season, we had a whole bunch of scouts come in. And then towards the end of the season, it was kind of just finding an agent who I felt like I could trust the most and who I felt like would represent me as if I was representing myself, believed in me as I believed in myself. Found one, and then boom, right after New Year's, I was in Texas training. I think it was like January 3rd I got out there.
Solid. So was there one team in particular when you were at Idaho that was rocking with you, like showing a lot of interest, or was it just kind of just fly by little interviews? Nah,
it was just little interviews. And I think there was quite a few schools that came by. Not schools, teams that came by. But there was none in particular. But I did go to the Hula Bowl in January in Hawaii and talked to the Chargers scout there. And I think he was the same dude who ended up calling me after the draft, saying that they were going to sign me and all that. So there was the one team that I did. I think I talked to the Browns too, but they were one of the teams I had talked to while I was out there.
Yeah. So when you're on a draft board for these GMs and these NFL scouts, like what type of questions are they asking you?
It's a lot of. I think one actually one of the Browns, he asked me because I was dating a girl at the time, and he like just happened to guess like, "Oh, is she on volleyball team?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, yeah," because I guess he came out of school one time. But it's just kind of like personal questions: how you are as a person, how you are as a player. Like, what do you like in the meeting rooms? What do your teammates think about you? How are you in the classroom? Like, how would your teachers say you are? Mm-hmm. All that type of stuff. And I think more importantly, they kind of care who you are as a person, because obviously the film explains itself, but you're like, once you get there, you're representing them. And I remember when I was on the Packers, like A-Rod, LaFleur, they would always be like, whenever you step outside this building, like you're representing the G. So, I mean, that goes for all other 31 teams, but yeah.
Well, was there like, other than the Browns scout, like, was there one question where you're like, what the hell is that about?
Nah, I don't think I got any crazy questions.
It's all business.
Yeah, all business for real.
That's what's up. So, all right, so you got the little Senior Bowl. He's training out in Texas.
Yep.
I think we spoke about it before.
Yeah,
it's April. We start training, get ready for the NFL.
Yeah, and
that's one for the ages there.
Yeah, it's crazy because so I was scrolling on how it happened. I was scrolling on Instagram and your gym had popped up, and I think Taylor Powell. I think I'd seen it through him, and I hit him up. I'm like, is this in the Tucson Woochie Whoop? And I'd hit you up, and then when I got back to town, and it's crazy because I think I was kind of blowing you off in a sense because I hit you and you had hit me. I'm like, let me just whatever. And then I think I finally hit you like, all right, I'm gonna come by Woochie Whoop, and then ever since then, shit, it's been a wrap. We've been getting it in.
So from this is how far my memory can go.
Yeah,
we start in April.
Mm-hmm.
The draft is in
end of April.
End of April.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I I still remember where I was at. I was at my mom's house when the news came on my phone. I think it was on Twitter. And it was like Chargers side. And I remember just jumping up and showing my wife. And our son was just Pierre was just born. He was days old. Huh? And so I remember I was just like, he might have been in my arms or my wife might have had him like, look, Jeff finally got signed. Like it was just one of the happiest days ever. So then, we just got to straight work. I remember that because I remember you saying, all right, here are the dates. This is my report date. This is what they want from me. And we just got busy right there.
After it, no cap.
It was actually, what's cool about this interview is it was in this plaza right here. It wasn't this exact building, but this little plaza right here. That spring, summer of 2020 was insane.
No kidding.
Starting April. World shuts down in March, but we're like, we're still working, so there's still gonna
be whether I gotta wear gloves and a mask all the time or what. We're getting it in.
We just got it in. Well, what was your mindset and what was like going through your head during that crazy time of life? Because we're almost 5 years to the date. That's crazy.
Now, I mean, me just kind of going through what it's been 4 years now and kind of just, I feel like growing as an individual and have my own opinions on it now. I definitely have my own opinions. I don't want to get too much into them, but it was just crazy, and my whole mindset was obviously just keep the main thing, and, going there with the mindset that I'm going to play and I'm going to, help the team win some games.
So you get to LA. Yeah. I think it's their first year removed from San Diego too, wasn't it? One or two.
Yeah, second.
That
was Hard Knocks. We had Hard Knocks that year.
Yeah, Hard Knocks. Yep. Now, college to NFL it's really a business. So like, what was like a big culture shock with the NFL? You're like, what the hell?
Fuck. I could really get into this shit.
Go into all of it, man.
All right.
We want to hear the good and the bad.
So obviously going into my rookie year with Chargers, they have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. So I'm like, shit. They drafted Joe Reed, KJ Hill, and I'm like, shit. Me, obviously being who I am, I'm like, all right, let me do my thing, and I'm going to go in here, earn a spot. Little do I know, you get into camp, and it's like, this guy's playing here because he's from the same town as the head coach, and it's like, I'm just starting to kind of see as the season goes on, and I'm talking to guys that been here for some years, it's like, it's not, because I always thought in NFL you have the best trainers, the best players always play. You're done by fucking 12, 1 o'clock, and you got the rest of the day. But it's really a 6 to 5. The best players don't play. See, I can really get going. It's just they don't have the best food. The trainers aren't always the best, top of the world, and it's just a business. They're gonna play the guy who they're paying, and that's just something I had to go through because. I thought I had a chance, here and there, but it's just like as I'm seeing these things, it's like, okay, now I see where this is going.
Mm-hmm. It's like GM Daddy Ball, basically.
In a sense, to be honest, yeah. So, and then the whole thing, like with my injury that year, just how they were going about treating me, and then like I was getting treatment outside, and it was getting better, and then I come in, and they'd get it worse, and now they're trying to say. I'm doing like what I'm doing outside is making it worse, but yet my shit's torn. You're trying to get me to sprint every other day. So it's like, who's really at fault? So there's just a lot of stuff. That rookie year that opened my eyes and to the NFL. And just it's not as sweet as what you think. And like and I remember one time, it's just a lot of stuff you realize, like not being alone, but kind of being alone and feeling lonely at times because it's like you're at work from 6 to fucking 4 o'clock, and then you go back to the crib and it's like you don't really kick it with the guys how you do in college because guys got girlfriends who are at the crib all day and they're gonna spend time with. They got wives, kids. So it's like once you leave the building, you're not gonna go kick it at Mike's crib for 4 hours and play the games while all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just realizing all that and just having to learn and grow from it.
Was there one dude in LA like on the team that you rock with him? Like, damn, that dude was cool. Was it just kind of like every man for themselves?
Keenan Allen for sure. I remember one time we was having a long we was at Mike's and just chopping it up outside and he was just telling me shit. I was like, damn, like, oh, it kind of just opened my eyes because I remember he was saying how like his rookie year, just his first few years were bad. Like you would probably call him a bust to look at it. He said he just was, shitty, wasn't who he is now. And it was just kind of mind blowing because it's like, damn, like as good as you are, and you're saying you're shit. You know what I mean? So him, Mike Dub. I feel like a lot of guys I played with all the teams, it's like they've all been good ass people, like dudes who I could, some guys I can call friends for, however long I'm living.
Yeah, that's cool. So, year one's in the books. Following year, you go to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Some more politics going on over there, obviously, right?
Oh my God.
so how are you able to thug it out during this whole time? Like, I mean, for those who don't know, practice squad with the LA Chargers, and then same story with Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
And you and I were keeping up, but I'm just saying, man, this dude's thugging it out.
And it's
coast to coast.
So I got there kind of like how I did with Idaho. I was 2 weeks into camp, like first week before the first preseason game, a week before the first preseason game. So I'm in there just trying to learn a playbook, win on every rep, and just make myself known, make myself be seen on film as much as possible, whether I'm just sprinting down the field on a clear out or whatever it may be. But it was like I got in there and it was just, and I remember Christian had texted me, shout out to Christian. He was like, bro, like go in there. And I think I had told him like before I went, like I'm gonna go in there, like literally like my life is on the line. And he had texted me that, and then it was just kind of a reminder, like, and I remember every day, like literally, and especially in Jacksonville, them goddamn training camps be hot, humid as shit. It's like days. I'm like, God damn, like what the hell? So it was just every day. Literally, I felt like I was playing for my life. You know what I mean? And essentially, that's how. After that, it was like I try to always keep myself, because essentially that's what in the NFL dudes are playing for their livelihood. Like you got, and that's kind of how I always looked at it. Like even college, like you got this DB, yeah, he's playing defense, but essentially he's trying to stop you. And if he stops you, you're not going to get your look. Yep. You know what I mean? So it's like I look at it as a kind of in a deeper lens. So it was and that had happened. I had a good preseason in Jacksonville.
Great preseason.
Great. It was really great. Yes.
If you go on Jacksonville pages, like whether Twitter or on IG, they call you they call you like Jacksonville Hall of Fame, Jaguar Hall of Famer, because you just went off on that preseason. Dallas and New Orleans.
New Orleans, yes. New Orleans Monday night too.
Yeah,
so it was
crazy.
It was frustrating because I remember after camp, literally everyone's like coming dapping me up, like, all right, Jeff, like somebody gonna pick you up, we'll catch you. So I'm like, all right, shit, somebody finna get me.
Yeah.
And then after I'm like talking to my agent, I'm like, do we hear nothing? Whoopie whoop. He said, I think the Bills, but it was like nothing. So I remember I got back, went into Herb's office when they had sign me back, so they're gonna sign me back, and he was like, it's up to you how much you play. So I'm at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do what I'm doing for one more week and shit. I'm active. But that's when it kind of came to like him and his. Just you can tell he wasn't experienced as an NFL coach. Like would look at guys like myself and young guys, like if you're not drafted, you're a redshirt freshman, so you're gonna come out here, Monday, Friday, stay after, do all this extra shit, and it's like it was just frustrating because it's like, bro. Then and mind you, I think we started the season 0-6. I think we won 3 games that year.
Yep.
So every week, just and in the NFL, like if you're losing, everything is magnified times fucking 100. So it's like. Remember one time, like I slipped on a route and coach just started spazzing. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't know what you want. Like I slipped, like, I don't know what you want me to do, but it's like, he was just going off on me. And it's like, if we were 5-2, we'd be like, all right, I know you could run that route. It's good. But it's like.
This at practice?
Yeah. Like after practice. And it was like one of those practices, like, mind you, the offensive coordinators coming in like, guys, we got to fix this and that. And it's like multiple guys, just coaches coming in, like trying to get people going, but it's like shit isn't working. So it was like one of those things that in that instance, like I slipped on the route and still ended up catching the ball, and Shepard threw it to me down the field like on a broken play. But he was like, you can't be slipping, this and that. Whoopty whoop. No, it was shout out to Sanjay though. I love Sanjay. Yeah, you know what I mean? But that's how it be in the NFL. And just that whole year, like we got the OC coming in, this how you need to run the route, this and that. Go out to practice, run the route like that. Jeff, good job. This is what we're talking about. And it's just like, all right, when am I gonna this is what practice squad players are for. If you're not getting the job done on the active, it's like shit. This is what the P squad dudes are here for, to bring them up. But it's like Herb not being experienced. It's like he's bringing in vets every other week. And it's like, bro, I'm proving to you and showing you, doing what the OCs wants, doing what my receiver coach wants. Like, like what else do you want? So it was kind of just, it was frustrating.
Did Jacksonville, would you go home in Jacksonville? Like, was football no longer fun at one point?
Nah, not at all.
What made you like stay positive and make it fun?
I wouldn't say,
because most dudes would have broken like.
Nah, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you can't necessarily take it personal. And at the end of the day, I still got a job. So, like, I'm not gonna sit here and pout and get myself fired because I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I kind of know how the game works. Like, we got good vets on the team. I'm talking to them. Excuse me. But it was just going home and just staying ready. Like, knowing even if it didn't happen, like eventually it's gonna come. And then eventually, like with COVID, I got to play in one of the last games against New England.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just staying ready and just kind of knowing the situation I was in too. Like, knowing the coach we had, knowing we're losing. And I was just at that point, like, I had a good relationship with Sanjay. And I remember I told him after camp that, my goals and what I wanted to be, what type of player. And he was like, okay, like, we had a good understanding of each other. So it was just, I think the guys in the receiver room definitely just kind of kept me going and kept everything fun. Even though we was like 2-12 at one point, like, the guys in the room make it fun. So that's definitely what kept me going.
So then after Jacksonville, you go to Green Bay. A-Rod. Rodgers. Well, I mean, he's a character. Obviously, he's an icon, future Hall of Famer. Like, anything you picked up from him? I know you rocked it with K-Love too.
Yeah, J-Love.
I'm sorry, J-Love. But like, what'd you learn in Green Bay? What'd you take from that experience?
So we'll start with A-Rod. A-Rod, I like A-Rod for one. He's who he is, like, to a T. He don't give a fuck what you got to say. He believes in what he believes in, and like, he stands on that. And I 100% respect that. And just him as a football player, he plays. And I think Garrett Wilson said it in one of his interviews, a few months back, that like with A-Rod, like, you're able to play football. You know what I mean? Like, not everything's got to be by the book. Like, if this dude blitzes and you're open, like, peak. You know what I mean? There's certain stuff he does, like, based on the defense, based on the coverage, to where it's like, we're just playing ball at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely what I liked about him. And but even the receiver coach Braves, like, I remember he was I don't think he ever played receiver, but just so knowledgeable on the position. And the stuff he'd say in the meetings, it's like, it stuck with me. Like, I forgot how it went, but it was like, die by your sword. Like, because there were sometimes, like, and when I'd be out there playing, like, maybe I want to go inside, but I'll be thinking, oh, if I get stuck inside, then I'm fucked on the route. So it's like, let me just stay outside. But it's like, shit, let me give him when I got inside. And if he don't go, then he don't go. But I'm gonna make sure I give him something. So it's just dying by your sword, and that's something I took from him. But even the assistant receiver coach Q, he was, just a cool ass dude. Kept it real transparent with me, and would chop it up with me and just tell me, keep going, like, you'll get your op. But unfortunately, I had an injury that got me out of there, but definitely appreciated my time there. Just to be around LaFleur, offensive mastermind, to see, be in his offense, obviously be with A-Rod, be with dudes like Cobb, Sammy Watkins, and just be around the young guys. I really like that group they have now, and I really wish I was able to stay healthy and rock out with them, because just a lot of young guys. The energy in the room was cool, and it was just I could tell, like, it was gonna be a fun season, and like what they got going now, I could tell was gonna happen. I was just hoping to be a part of it, but shout out to them.
All good. So obviously Green Bay doesn't work out, and this is like your first year without football. Your first season since probably 8th grade, maybe.
Well, it might even be before that. I don't even.
Like,
it's like it might be Pop Warner, like a spring season in Pop Warner. I remember not playing, but other than that, like.
So what have you reflected on, like,
just
other than obviously you want to be out there, but what have you been learning right now?
Just more on just life. I mean, myself, who I am, what my morals, my beliefs outside of football, the people I want to surround myself by, the type of people I want to, eventually surround my future family with. And speaking to you a ton, like, you've helped me out a whole lot, just not with the weight room, but just in life. Like, we've had time, we're just chilling 30 minutes, an hour after the workout, just chopping up about your experiences, stuff I've gone through, just all that stuff. So it's just like times like that to where it's like I can sit back, reflect, kind of see where I'm at, what really, what football really means to me, what stuff outside of football really means to me, what I want to be, because at the end of the day, now I'm realizing like there is life without football, and eventually like it's going to come to an end. So really having to, sit down with myself and be like, what does Jeff like to do, outside of football? What can Jeff wake up every day and be like, all right, let's go do this, and be excited about it. So just all that, and another thing, you got me into training the kids, and that's been something that I've always gravitated toward kids, and I think that's just me kind of being like my personality, how I'm goofy and just all that. So, but just being around the kids, like, and just, pouring everything I have into them as far as like my knowledge of the game, that's been something I've always wanted to do, but never kind of did. But you get me into the training, like, when I was just like, all right, screw it, let me just do it.
I mean, you know a lot more than than what most people around here
exactly.
So it's like you did it at the highest level, so it's only right to provide value with that. So
exactly.
But football is not completely done. I know we got some things in the works right now. I mean, we got stuff in Europe, we got XFL, we got so basically what I'm trying to say is Jeff Cotton got a lot of football left in him.
Then my options. Yeah, I definitely do. And that's one thing I did thought for a brief point in time over the summer, I thought I was done just because I went up to Canada and it was kind of the same thing I was experiencing in the NFL, just like telling me one thing, but it ain't really what's going on. I'm not getting the opportunities. And so it was like, you know what, like shit ain't panning out. But shout out to Janice and Dan. Was working at a hotel front desk, and they had got me back in the ball, and just told me keep chasing your dreams, And I know I got so much in the tank, I'm still running fast, still, feeling good. So it's like definitely got some moves in the future that are going to be made.
For sure. So again, what ideal spot would you want to play in? Like, I know NFL is a spot, XFL, Canada again, Europe, like, or does it matter at this point?
It don't, honestly. I just want to go somewhere where I know, like, and at this point in my career, it's like where I know like what I do is gonna get me to play, because it's like I feel like everything I've done up until this point, like, hasn't been going hand in hand with what they're saying, what they say. Like I tell them if I do what I do, like I'm not gonna get, chopped. Yeah, what you do, and it's like push comes to shove. Oh well, what you did in practice didn't work in the games. Well, it's like you didn't even throw me the ball in the game.
I just know, like, and yes, I'm being biased, but I know, like, if you get just one crack in
that's
the
what
NFL,
I'm saying.
Like let the man free Jeff Cotton at the end of the day. Free
For
Jeff
real,
Cotton.
free the real.
And if these NFL teams were to see it, just man, they got a guy.
And that's the frustrating part, is like being able, knowing you can do what these guys you see on Sunday do. It's just like, oh, they paid him this, or they drafted him here. So it's like, and that's why it's like the NFL is so much deeper than what the 70 plays you see on Sunday and the 4 quarters. It's like there's so much more with the coaches having to trust you, the OC, GM, you get paid this. So there's just so much.
So I know this, but for the audience, they got to know this. So there's 2 receivers. You're receiver 2. I'm receiver 1. I'm making X million dollars per year. I'm gonna get more reps at practice and then more snaps during the game, simply because I'm getting paid more. So so that's how that works.
That don't matter whether you drop 5 passes that week, whether you was late. Shit, if you was late, you might be benched the series. But the NFL life, it's like and this is what kind of blew me. It's political, but it's like more business politics, and it's still bullshit at the end of the day. But it's like that's just how business works at the end of the day. So it's like you can be mad, but it's like you can't, because it's like if I'm paying you $450 and I'm paying him $12 million, I'm a damn sure pay this dude who I paid $12 million. So it's like
that's the nitty gritty part.
You feel me? So
in college, like for those that don't know, you got a 6 a.m. lift, and then you got 8 a.m. class about noon, then a 1 o'clock meeting, and get something quick to eat, and then you got practice around 3 o'clock, 4, get out of the building by 8, and then repeat. the next day. What's the everyday life look like in the NFL?
So NFL, boom. So I'll just speak for me. So I'm up like 6 o'clock, get there at 6:30. Lifting at 7, shout, eat, and then meetings at 8:15. You're in meetings for like 2 to 3 hours. Boom, go to walkthrough, and then obviously in between meetings you can go to the bathroom, grab a snack, grab water, whatever you need. But it's workouts, meetings, walkthrough, and then you don't even practice till about 12:31. Practice for about an hour and a half. Early in the season it's longer practices, more padded practices, and then about halfway through the season, you're in pretty much uppers or just jerseys and shorts the rest of the season. And they're like an hour, 15, hour and a half at that. And then, boom, got meetings, treatment, and then depending on what you do after, when you go back to the crib, treatment, film. So it's really like from July to January, February, whenever you get done playing, like you sometimes you might get in when the sun down and get out when the sun down. Yeah. So it's like it's definitely a grind for damn sure.
So you said about padded practice. What days are pads?
It'd probably be Wednesday full, Thursday uppers, Friday just helmets. Yeah. Helmets.
So really one day of full contact?
And not even full You might
just stud.
Yeah, just stud. Really, because at that point in the NFL, like you're not doing tackling drills, you're not doing all the the bullshit that you do in. I won't even say college, but high school, Pop Warner. Like at that point, you're a pro, so you should know how to stay on your feet. You should know how to tackle. You should know how to break up a pass without knocking the receiver off his feet. Like all that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. So again, why is it glorified when the coach after a win on Sunday or Monday, when he says "see you guys
on Wednesday"?
Because why do people dread that Tuesday practice suck or what?
So Tuesday, how it goes? Sunday game day. Monday you come in, lift, film. Pretty much damn near have not a full day, but it's like sometimes a day that's longer than that's needed, and then Tuesday, depending on where you're active or not, or just kind of how you go about your off day, you can come in or not. But P Squad guys usually would come in, lift, and then call it a day. But they love that because after the game on Sunday, you free to do whatever you want till Wednesday.
All right. So what's your most memorable NFL moment that?
Damn.
Or moments. I mean, them gotta be
one. Okay, let me give a few. Like, so I'm damn. So I would say I'm gonna start airing stuff out the top of my head. I would say Jacksonville. I remember we played our first win against the Bills. I think they were undefeated. Being able to watch Josh Allen, both Josh Allen on our side, he had a game that he had like 3 sacks, a pick, a forced fumble, a strip sack. He was just going crazy. And then watching Keenan in practice, watching Mike Dubb. Mike Dubb's got some of the best hands I've ever seen. He's made some of the craziest catches I've ever seen. Marv. I remember one time in practice.
He had Marvin Jones?
Yes, Marv Jones. Marv Jones Jr. He had a seam. Boom. I just happened to look. He's running. This nigga's running, looking for balls back here, running. He says, I'm like, whoa.
No look?
No look. Like, just was like,
oh,
snagged it too. I was like, you see that? So that was
some of the best plays in his be at practice.
No, and that's how it is. Like a lot of the stuff, some of the best plays you'll see are at practice. But those, damn, I'm trying to think if I had any Green Bay. Nah, I'll just say Green Bay cold as fuck. Cold as hell. Coldest place I've ever been. And then that'd be it. But I'd say I will include my rook. I would say my welcome to the NFL moment was we was in camp my rookie year and I was going against the ones. And it was Bosa and Ingram at the edge. Mind you, I'm looking at the defense, and I just hear this grown-ass man's voice. I forgot what he said, but I'm just like, what the fuck? like this is a grown-ass man. So that was, I'd say, like, the first thing, like, okay, like, now you playing with some big dogs.
He just had a big.
It was just like
big.
bare voice. He probably said like he's coming to this son. I was just like, damn, like deep as hell.
Who was
like,
it? Bosa?
It was Melvin Ingram.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, damn, like this is a grown ass man.
What about a hit at practice? Did you feel one before? Or like, damn, that's a grown ass man hit me.
I would say the my going into my third year in Jacksonville in camp, we had a practice in the stadium. Now I guess we were kind of scrimmaging. And I caught this like little 5-yard in and went to go upfield, and I seen like 3 people coming at me. So I just said, "Fuck it, let me put my head down." Boom, get hit, did like a helicopter, and I get up, and if I would have started damn near started stumbling if this lineman wasn't here to kind of like I kind of grabbed him to hold me up, and then I just remember the next day like my whole neck down my back was like stiff as shit, sore as hell. I'm just like,
welcome to the league.
Yeah, straight up. Dang. But yeah, and I would say there's times in the preseason, like after that first preseason, after Dallas, there was, and yeah, that preseason I was pretty banged up, but I was like, damn, like
you're balling though.
Yeah. But I was like, damn, imagine going through 17 games of just boom, boom, boom. So it's like,
what about the knowledge of the playbook? Like, what's the difference? Like, it goes from this thick to that thick.
Yeah,
like
it's
how do you remember everything though? Like,
so it usually goes down like if we was in training camp day 1, to go okay, install 1, day 2, install 3, depending on how long they are. We could do 2 in a day, but you'll go do the install, run the plays that day, and go home, study it. But it's like, it's just, and then this is another thing of just being a pro. Like they're gonna throw 150 plays at you, but it's like you're a professional at this point, and you should know to memorize them and know what you're doing. So it's like, they'll depend on who it is, and they'll like simplify and help you out. But it's like at the end of the day, when it's time to go, it's like,
yeah.
And there are coaches who will help you and this and that, but it's like you need to know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I've seen guys who've had starting jobs like eventually play their way out that role just because they bullshit too much. They're not locked in on the playbook, and it's kind of like, oh, I got it made. But it's like, and over the past few years, I feel like it's shown like it don't matter who the hell you are. You can get traded, you can get cut. So it's like you just constantly got to be on your P's and Q's.
I know every team got one, but like, was there dudes that just can't get right? Like, damn, bro, you just you just don't get it.
Like as far as like the playbook,
yeah.
Nah, because I feel like at that level, like it's you got to know how to, and it's like at that, I'll put like that at that level. If you're not getting it, like it's easy to tell, just like you're not putting in time to understand it. Because like being in four teams, 4 different offenses, it's like eventually, like once I got to Green Bay, I'm like, all right, I've seen all this. It's just a different name or a different like little tag. Like A-Rod it was damn near A-Rod run the offense, like half of LaFleur, half of A-Rod, but there was certain stuff he'd have in the routes where it's like if it's 1 high, bend it. If it's 2 high, keep it up the pipe. And it's just knowing and just coming with going over the stuff at home or flashcards or with the teammates or whatever it may be. But
and when you're in the league, you have nothing else going on either. So
and like, that's another thing.
School, you don't have.
That's another thing. It's like you have like in OTAs we get done at like 12, so it's like you got what, another 11 hours to study. So it's like if you don't know what the fuck you're doing tomorrow, it shows what the hell you was doing yesterday.
Yeah. So now that is the benefit of being a pro. Like that's all you got to focus on. So.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, cool, man. I mean, Jeff, it's been a ride.
It's been a ride for sure.
It's been
like we still riding that thing, though.
Yeah, I know. Just knowing your story, shoot, you could write a whole damn book about what's been going on. But
and I'm really, I think I'm gonna for real.
But all in all, like nobody's self-made. So who you want to shout out?
Parents, really the 5 individuals I grew up, in the household with. My Uncle Chris, my Aunt Mary Jane, Aunt Karen, Nanny, Poppy, Grammy, Papa. There's just a lot of, Coach Ortiz. There's a lot of people. Coach Petrino, one of the coaches I had in JUCO, my Brian Hernandez, who had, kind of opened my mind to the receiver position, to the offense. Coach Matt Johnson, who I had in high school, who kind of helped me instill like that, just that hard work mindset. shout out Kosanjay, shout out, and a lot of the vets that I met in the league, just opened my mind to a lot of stuff in the world outside of football. But besides the guys in the NFL, like those people I had named, definitely without them, I feel like I wouldn't, be who I am. I wouldn't have got to where I was. I can, Coach Ortiz, he's one dude who was just like, and it's crazy because like we're not related in no ways, but he was like just treating me like a son in a sense, like looking out for me for the most. And I love him to death because it's like I truly feel like I wouldn't have made it to Idaho. I wouldn't have made it to the NFL. Like without this dude just literally every day for 6 months, like, all right, what's up with today? You do this, you do that. Do we call him? Do we call them? So it's like I just can't thank him enough.
Yeah.
And then when I got to Idaho, he pushing me to the most, to where I was like, just felt like I was at my best self as an athlete.
Is he still coaching?
Yeah, I want to say he's at Central Michigan.
Okay.
Last time he was the OC over there. But and then lastly, you because met you, and then ever since you just been good to me, like genuinely, wholeheartedly good to me, looked out for me, and more importantly, just outside of sports, outside of football, you've helped me just look at stuff in life, look at how I want to really raise my kids. I really admire the way you raise your kids, how you told me how you raise them, and just who you are as a man, as a coach. And I do appreciate.
I appreciate
you.
Appreciate you more than you know.
No, likewise.
I mean,
yeah.
Seeing you work your way to the league, man. I remember like me saying I got to go to sleep right now. I got a program because this guy is on a mission. Like I never in my time of coaching had come across a person so obsessed with football more than you. And I was just like, man, I got to give this man everything I have tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And I still remember those hot ass 2-a-days on the track, man. We start. I think one day we started at 8. It was too high. Like, hey, we got to push this to 7 a.m., dude. Like,
no, exactly, yeah.
And it's just like, all
started
right,
going at 7.
Leave cross-eyed. It's so hot out there. I seen a few hours.
Had them other boys falling out. You know who you are.
So people thought they could hang and come out, and they'd try a few sessions.
Hey, I promise you, everybody besides my youngest brother Cameron. Shout out to Cammy.
Yeah, Killer Cam. Cam was grinding.
No, he was. He's one. I promise you, there's nobody that I brought with me to a workout that has doubled back. That's came back after the first time.
Cam was like a pest. He would not go away.
Yep.
I tried to break him, and his little brother Cam just keep coming back for him.
That boy Cam.
So shout out Cameron.
Yeah, but before being obsessed, that's one thing. Just to anybody, in general, whether you got all the offers in the world or not. I remember in college, I forgot who was talking, but they put something. It might have been Coach P. Put something up on the little presentation, and went from like levels like, do I just care about football? Do I love football? Or am I obsessed with football? And and I've always been obsessed, but it's like to really get to the highest level of NFL, MLB, NBA, whatever the hell it may be, like you literally have to be obsessed, and you literally have to push yourself further than you've ever felt. Because there's days, like going into that rookie year, I swear, there's days, there's just days like I'm like, bruh, we talking 4 sets of 12 and 4 different exercises, and we're moving. So it's like you just have to, at the end of the day, like want it more than anybody could ever want it for you. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because I remember vividly like seeing that obsessed and that little definition it had, and it was like, this is me to a T. And yeah, and I feel like that's honestly why I'm at where I am today, but I got my opportunity in the NFL, and I'm hoping to still get back in there. But I was just obsessed, like would have nights I wouldn't go to sleep, and I'm up at 7 running with, whether it's on the track, at the field, whatever it may be. But it's like I'm watching film, just watching guys like Mike Thomas, Keenan Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember like nights I'm in bed, just 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. All right, let me get up. It's time to go. So it's just like
I say obsessed and paranoid at the same time.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The paranoid survive too, and I feel like you got to have that paranoid mindset, especially if you're trying to make it big.
No, yeah.
Because shoot, it's the next man up.
Yeah.
Now I feel like college has turned into pro sports because
Yep.
of NIL and things like that. So someone's going to take your lunch if
Exactly.
you're not studying, if you're not putting in the work.
Yep.
So that's why I say the paranoid survive. One thing I was going to hit on too was a lot of these kids that I see in high school, they love football, or they may be obsessed with football in seasons, if that makes sense. Like there's only a certain time of the year where I'm really locked into football, and then 4 months out of the year, I'm booed up with my girlfriend, or I'm hanging out with my friends.
Tripping.
It's like,
Tripping.
nah, you can't turn it on and turn it off if
Exactly.
you're trying to go up. So I mean,
It's gotta be and it's like, when you get to the pros, you realize like it's not just July to Jan or January, February. It's really year round. Like you can have your little breaks here and there, to let your body heal, this and that. But it's like, even in those breaks, like you're, recycling, you're doing yoga, hot Pilates,
moving something.
So it's like, you're never consistently at a standstill.
Yeah. Well, shoot, there you go, guys. You guys know what it takes. There's evidence right here that you could be from Tucson, or you could be from wherever the hell you want, and you can make it to the top. Just got to put the work in, have a paranoid mindset, and put in the work at the end of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Kai.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my man.
Yes, sir.
Love.
The Bobby Jet Show.